Okay, happy Sunday to everyone who is joining. If you join, you share extensively. We're sorry that we might not have a very good we might be shaky because we're moving. So please, once you join, you share extensively. We want everybody on board because that's essentially what's important for us to understand. I want to thank you all for your contributions, for everything you do every time to push the revolution ahead. And I want to give a patriotic salute to all those of you who are watching from far and near, and my sincere thanks and congratulations to all our compatriots who, of course, are out there trying to ensure that they push this revolution to a logical conclusion. I want to thank you. Happy Sunday. This is a special show because I'll be talking about some ruthless realities in the Ambazonian independence movement. I know my view is not very clear, but that notwithstanding, we must do what we must do. So thank you once more for watching, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of things that we would be discussing today, and I urge you, once you join, I urge you to share extensively so that we can have everybody watching this show today, especially all those of you who will be watching from ground zero. I want to say my sincerest thank you for the enormous sacrifices you've done so far. I want to also thank especially Dr. David Makongo, who has been doing a tremendous job in trying to take care of our refugees. Happy Sunday if you're watching from any part of southern Cameroons. This is a patriotic salute. We have already close to 200 people in just 2 or 3 minutes, and so I will start talking once we have 500 people. Naturally, I said today that I was not going to do a live show this Sunday, but something came to my mind, and I said it was important for me to bring the people of Ambazonia, our compatriots, so that we can talk business as usual and talk as one person. So I urge you all, once you join, you share. We'll start this show in the next couple of minutes. Let's say in 2-3 minutes we should be kicking off hugely, so that we get everybody on board. So once you join, you share, because that's your responsibility. I want to say a big thank you to all those of you who are watching in Akwaya. I had a very long chat with some of the freedom fighters in Akwaya, and we talk extensively on a whole lot of things. And so we thank you sincerely for your contribution, for the motivation, and for your steadfastness and your decision to fight for the independence of our country. And definitely we should understand that with issues like this, we would normally have a lot of challenges, because it's usually not easy having people coming together as a team and trying to fight for the liberation of a country. I think the situation of Ambazonia is not different. Reason why we have a lot of people always trying to contradict some things that are meant to bring victory to the Ambazonian people. As you are all aware, ladies and gentlemen, fervent followers of this page, and of course patriotic Ambazonians, we cannot say the least, but we all know that our commitment in liberating Ambazonia has brought us to be talking as one person, as a people who are committed to the struggle, to the movement. Reason why, irrespective of our differences, we still find time to promote our movement and to promote the various ideas that we have as a people. So at this junction, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you all sincerely for your collaboration, for your steadfastness, and for the religious manner in which you follow this movement. And we think of you in all our thoughts, in all our memories, and all our actions. And we thank you sincerely for your endless contribution. I want to say hello to all those who are watching me from the UK, to those who are watching from the United States of America. This is a patriotic salute. And if you're following this show from ground zero, especially from around Boya and Bomaka precisely, I want to say a big hello to you. And those of you who are following from Bunduma, I'm also saying a big hello to you. If you're following from Wabane in Lebialem County, I'm saying a big hello to you. And of course, All those of you who are watching from Tinta in Akwaya, you're watching from around Bombay, still in Akwaya, we are greeting all of you, because of course we know that your commitment in liberating our homeland remains very vital in our movement. Reason why a lot of people who do not understand still think at this juncture that Southern Cameroons is a joke. But I will be reminding them about some very brutal realities, some things that must happen as a matter of urgency. A lot of people have still not understood, because, you know, like I said I always say in most of my videos, some people think that the Ambazonian independence movement is the peaceful protest we used to have back in 2016, before La Republique terrorists took guns and invaded our villages and started killing our people. No, that is not the situation. A lot of things have changed, and I want to remind those who are following this revolution to understand one thing, that the people of Southern Cameroons remain a unique entity. They remain a unique people who are binded. You know, they have their own unique identity that cannot be challenged by any court in the world. That is why we must say, as a matter of urgency, that our struggle or movement, as I would like to call it, is an aspect of divine installation. It's an aspect of, you know, of straightforward, inclination, where we will not have anybody coming at any point. We're sorry that we have, the view is not very good because it's sunny out here. So a lot of people have still not understood. That is why you have the Mengods and the Tabetandus and the rest of these people, you know, come every time thinking that the movement is some kind of a child's play, or is something that they will continuously bring their fraudulent CPDM activities to, you know, to be as a checklist of the activities of the freedom fighters of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I want to remind all the elites, and let me start this reminder by thanking the people of Balinyonga. Balinyonga is a town, a war-torn town in the stretch of road between Bamenda and Ekok. You must have heard what has happened to the Secretary of State at the Ministry of Justice in charge of penitentiary administration, or the prisons. That is Do Jerome. He works with La Republique du Cameroun. I said in the last video, just a day or two before, these guys applied the Gary process on his residents. That all these elites who are in Yaoundé, they have to understand that one thing is clear, because the people of Southern Cameroons we are moving away from the cocoon of docility. We are no longer at that phase where a lot of people would want to think that this independence movement is a child's play. No, it is not, and it will never be a child's play, because Southern Cameroons has been liberated. When I say we have been liberated, it's just a matter of installation. You know, we already have our independence. Above all, we have had the mental liberation, where we will not longer listen to any elite talk to us as though it's an issue of in those days. Let me say some realities that, please, if you join, you share. There are some things that some people have still not understood, and I will start this in the next 30 seconds telling them exactly what they should know. And let me say this. When I analyze some of these things, then a lot of these elites will begin to understand that they at this point in time, they ought to have come to Ambazonians on bended knees, begging for apologies, because it is never going to be the same again. Everything has changed, and the people of Southern Cameroons understand the dynamics of what they are fighting for. Reason why I am soliciting for the last time some of these elites in Yaoundé to come and surrender to the people's revolution, because we have passed the stage where any Tom, Dick and Harry in the name of an elite can assume that because they're in Yaoundé, they would obviously have their way. No, Eric Tataw is saying that it is not business as usual. For those who don't know, this movement has taken categorical changes steps that there is no way any elite can change. Let me do this show by cautioning first and foremost a group of people in Akwaya. Before I continue, I want to talk to some people in Akwaya. I will have to be very clear about you know, there are a lot of villages in Akwaya that we must bring these guys to book. A lot of things are going on there that I've spoken with some of the commanders in Akwaya, and we have had reports of a situation where some of these our fighters are disturbing the villagers. I've just said Akwaya, and I want anybody who's from Akwaya to send this message to some of these fighters who are around Nyang, around some other areas in Akwaya. I'm calling Nyang particularly because it is very imperative for me to make mention of this village. All those of you who are fighting around Mokonyong in Akwaya, you have to take special note because a lot of things have been reported to me. So I'm just letting you know that I have spoken with the fighters in Akwaya, the restoration forces, and they have given me their words because we're trying to make a composition of the Manu County Defense Group, what we call the Manu Ghost Warriors, like we have the BLM, the BLM Red Dragon. So before I come to expatiating about this, I want to concentrate on these ruthless realities. Let all the elite in Yaoundé, this is a final warning. You have seen what has happened to Minister Do Jerome. I am giving you my words that when I say that Gary will be applied, Gary must be applied. When I say it's a must, it means that if I told you that there's nothing that it's not coincidence. Before we say something, that something will happen to one of these elite, southwest or northwest, people will think that we are joking until it happens before they begin to understand. Now let me be clear about this issue. Let me be very clear. I want these elites to understand what I mean by ruthless realities in the Ambazonian independence movement. I want to start with the geos. It's rather unfortunate. Let me get. It's rather unfortunate that some of these elites still think that this movement is a joke. I want to start with the geo. All the geos in Ambazonia. Think about this. Before this movement, before 2016, before the crisis got to this level, please, if you join, you share extensively. Let's bring everybody on board. Before the crisis got to this level, all the geos were being respected. Nobody could talk to a geo. Nobody could dare to stand where a geo is standing. Nobody could ever do that. And of course, today the story is different. These are the realities that all the geos and the elite of Ambazonia must take. That everything has a stage. And this revolution has changed the face. It has changed its face. Whether or not you like it, I want to be very clear with you that the people of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia must have independence. This is a reality that nobody can stop. And I laugh again each time I see the elites go to Stemboya in Bamenda and they begin to talk as though they own Ambazonia. No! It is never going to happen because the revolution is in a stage of completeness. It's in a stage of completeness where the people of Southern Cameroon are saying no and never again. And let me be clear, because I wouldn't repeat myself again. There are strict instructions that all the elites who are in Yaoundé should be visited in their homes by Gary. Whether or not you stay in Ambazonia, we will go to your home and give a bit of Gary. And we want to say this. If Ekema Patrick thinks that he can institute the aspect of targeting the families of activists, like I have read somewhere, the reason why they cannot call my name and my family is because they know that when they bring an idea, I'm going to destroy them. And I want to tell Ekema that since you are talking about families of activists, We will also talk about families of traitors like you, your family, the families of Mengot. So if you are a relative to all of these people, we want you to know one thing, that these are things that we did not say. And the people in the regime of La République du Cameroun, or Mr. Biya, are saying that we should start talking about family members of those who are in opposite camps. Ekema Patrick, if you talk about the family members of Dr. Makongo, David Makongo, you don't have the monopoly to talk about somebody's family members. You don't have the monopoly. We also know your family. So it should not be like, listen, I have said this thing. If you would take that we carry anybody who is against this movement and his entire family, there is no problem. So people talk about families as if they don't, did they fall from the trees? Don't they have families? And when they talk about families, some of you begin to panic. It's because some activists have put themselves in a position where any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just call their names and start threatening their families. You cannot do that to me. You cannot do that to me, because if a Kema dares, if he dares, he knows what I will do. Nobody will go to Boya Council. I can place an embargo today that we don't want to see anybody. In fact, let me start this today. Just as an extension, we are shutting down Boya Council. If you are a worker, if you work in Boya Council, from today henceforth, you have no more office to go to, because we are going to station boys there. You can bring the whole military of La République du Cameroun to stand at Boya Council. But we are saying that Boya Council ceases to exist because the mayor of that council is using the council properties and monies to bring weapons from La République du Cameroun to kill our young boys. In fact, Mayor Kema is the head boy, the brainchild behind the killing of those 8, 9, 10, 14 youth in Boya. And so, because of that, we are of the opinion, in fact, we are convinced that the mayor of Boya, Ekema Patrick, has weapons stationed in Boya Council. So, one of our major targets now as revolutionists, one of our major targets is the Boya Council. So we want to extend a peace plan to all the workers of Boya Council to cease from going to Boya Council. If you work with the Boya Council in any of its branches, the market or anywhere, stop going to the office. If you go to that council, we will arrest you and we'll make sure we give a bit of Gary to you. And I want to tell all the workers of Boya Council that if you are working in that council, you are an enemy to Southern Cameroons. And if you are working, I'm sending this message to Ekema. Let him know that the council in Boya is keeping weapons of mass destruction. I want the international community to know that that particular mayor is a liaison between powers in Yaoundé and the massacre in Southern Cameroon. So, we are shutting down Boya Council as a matter of urgency, because we have intelligence that that council is keeping weapons. And so, Ekema Patrick, we want you to know that the council will cease to exist, because we are going to guarantee that council. Any worker, all those number of workers with Boya Council, you have to stop now. If you go to the council, we'll go to your house and take your family. Because Ekema is talking about families, I want to tell him that some of us, like me, I'm smoke. It can take La République 10 billion years to trace a member of my family. Whether you come the whole of Southern Cameroons, you will not see my family. But they are there and they will not move, because that is my land. And let me be clear that if you, as a Boya Council worker, if you go to that council from tomorrow Monday, anytime that you go there, you want to come to the house, we'll take your child, we'll take your sister, we'll take your wife, we'll take your brother. So now, if they want to extend this thing to families, we have to shut it down. The one way to shut that council down is to stop the workers. Ekema, I'm doing this video for you. If the other activists are afraid because they have called their families, it's because they don't know what they are doing. Let me tell you something. The only person that you can kill in my family to stop this movement is me, Eric Tataw. So long as I live, no matter what you do, if you I don't listen, let me say this very clearly. If you like, you do whatever you want to do. If you cut my hands, every part of my body, so long as I breathe, I'll still put this phone like this and do a live video. Let me be very clear to you, ladies and gentlemen. This message is a clear message that Ekema is one of those people who is supporting genocide, and the government is using Ekema and the Boya Council to store weapons of mass destruction. So we have as a primary assignment to destroy that council. That council must be destroyed, because that council, listen, I don't know why we are wasting our time. If you are a worker, this is an interdee, what we call embargo. This is, listen, don't talk about this thing I'm saying. If you work in Boya Council, if you know that you have 6 heads, go to work, let me see. Go to work, let me see. If you go to work, your children will call you in the house. We know all of you. I have your names. Let me tell you something. If you work in that council and you go to work again in that council, we'll teach you a lesson. We'll teach you a lesson. Yes, we'll teach you a lesson. Let me say this, it's clear. It is war against the council, because the council is chief promoter of genocide. So, if you are a worker in that council, like we have said about Sonera, if you go to that council, we'll teach Ekema Patrick that he has no monopoly talking about people's families. So, if you know that you want to be on the safe side, do not go to that council. Do not go to that council. Because if you go there, we are going to ensure that you are garrett. We go there, we'll teach you a very bitter lesson. And let it be clear, of course, the council has weapons. And the only thing we'll do with councils that keep weapons to kill our people is to ensure that we bring it down. That one is a human right. It's something that we must do. And let's say this very clearly. For those who don't know, you 03369. For those who don't know, let it be very clear. Put in your head that if you work in that council, I'm repeating this thing over and over and over and over again, because 03369, because Ekema Patrick has gone to the place where nobody is supposed to go. And I want to be clear about this, that from today henceforth, Boya Council becomes the first enemy of Ambazonia. So if you are working in that council, you're automatically an enemy. And anybody who is your descendant is an enemy. This is how we want to go. We want people, like I have warned everybody in Manu. If you live in Tabetando's house, live. If you stay with Mengo, live. If you stay with Senator Anja, you live. I'm saying it again. I've sent messages. If you live, all with these people, live. Because when we come there, we're not going to listen. An enemy is an enemy. This is war. And I'm saying this because I say without fear or favor. This is war, and we are not going to joke about it. So, all restoration forces, the Fako Mountain Lions, I have spoken with them, and they know what to do. So, if you're a worker in Boya, if you go to work, when they get you, they'll give Gary, full-fledged Gary on your 2 hands. Full-fledged Gary. Now, let me say this. A lot of people don't know what's going on. It might be because they think, as a matter of fact, under the tree, yeah. They think, as a matter of fact, people will sit and watch them, do their things just anyhow. But that time has passed. That time has passed, because we will no longer entertain people who think that exit. Just a minute, we're trying to fix a couple of things here. People will no longer entertain people who think that this revolution is for their personal gains. That is why I'm saying this, and I want it to be very clear. Today I'm on Boya Council because Ekema is making a lot of noise, because this council is still functioning. If we shut down this council, yes, let's back under this tree. If we shut down this council, you will see that all this noise that Ekema is making is going to stop. The only reason why Ekema is talking too much is because we are still laughing with him. But once Ekema is in a position where, reverse a bit behind, let's get a good view. Just a bit. Yes, I think it's good. So the only reason why Ekema is still making noise is because the people of Ambazonia are just watching and they leave the council to function. Now, for us to disturb Ekema, and for him, we don't even need Ekema. I tell you people that there are strategies that one will do. You see, everybody will be shaking. Now, it's a war against the Boya Council first. We have to shut down that council. We have to shut it down completely. And we can do it as a people. And the restoration forces are aware of what to do. So, if you work with Boya, if you work with Boya Council, if you know that you are a man, go to work. Go to work. You people, listen, there is no arrest and release with Boya Council workers. Once we get you, we will not release you. I want to say this very clearly. I say my name is Eric Tataw. Quote me anywhere. When we get you, we will not release you. Now, I think I've said enough about Boya. Let me go to another point. Another reality, I was talking about the Jews. All the elites, before, you cannot talk to a Jew. Before, when the Jew is coming, everybody is prepared. Before, if a Jew is, you hear about a Jew, you start panicking. But today, we can arrest Jews. Jews have been arrested. That is to tell you one thing. Is to tell you that the people of Ambazonia have been liberated. The people are out of their minds. They are out there to catch their freedom. And there is nobody who is going to stop them. So, if you're an elite in Yaoundé, think about the fact that some days ago, they could not touch Jews. But today we are arresting Jews. Look about magistrates. This is an important thing I want to talk about. State councils have been arrested. However, may I say that our people in southern Cameroon must stay out of the rings of magistrates. Magistrates are part of the movement. Do not arrest any Anglophone magistrate. But any Francophone magistrate that you see, you have the express permission, according to the bylaws of this revolution, to arrest that Francophone magistrate and immediately give the person Gary on the one hand. That is what is going to happen. I want to say this very clearly, and I'm not mincing my words, that this movement has reached a stage wherein we have to fight till the end. We have to fight till the end. No, let me go back to that Ekema issue. We will not leave the workers alone. The workers are part of Ekema. They are the people who arrange the dubious march. So we will go for Ekema, go for his children, go for his wife, go for his family members, go for the workers. Ekema has to understand he should get all the La Republic soldiers to guide his entire family and workers. Because if they don't have that protection, we are going to teach them that we rule Ambazonia. That is a fact. That is a fact. Quote me anywhere. My name is Eric Tataw. Now, with that said, another harsh reality is the fact that over 300 or more villages have been burned down. Over 7,000 Ambazonians have been killed. Innocent civilians, I must say, they have been killed. And they continue to kill more. But ask yourself, why is it that the people are not giving up? Why is it that the government is deriving many different dubious means to demoralize the people? Let me tell you something. One thing is clear. The people have been liberated. There's been a mental emancipation. The people have liberated themselves mentally. And there is no way anymore that La République du Cameroun can hold us. I put my face out here and I don't get scared at any time. I move around. I drink with my friends who are Cameroonians. I drink with my friends who are Southern Cameroonians. I want to say Southern Cameroonians. I drink with them, I move around, and I do things as a free man. That is because the revolution in me is bigger than the enemy. There is nothing La Republic can do. There is nobody who can kill me, because like I've said to many people that I will die in Buea. There is nobody who can kill me in America or elsewhere. I will die in Southern Cameroon, because I have to free that land. Reason why I've told a lot of people that do not be scared. Forget about whosoever who threatens you, because this revolution is bigger than all these thieves from La Republic. I feel sorry for them, because I do not know where they will put their faces the next we have independence. I don't know where they will go to, because it is never going to be the same again. Like we have said, the revolution has taken a completely different face. And whether or not we like it, the movement is a movement to free the people. Do not be scared about me. I pray for myself. My wife does. Pray for yourself the more. Take care of yourselves. Because if you don't take care of yourselves, you will not go to Buea. But I'm sure I'm going to Buea. So I urge you to pray for yourself more. You need the prayers more, because I'm already protected. The issue is that you have to stand at a vantage position to tell the people of Southern Cameroon your commitment, your conviction. Because this movement is above the Republic of Cameroon. That is why even after destroying 300 and more villages, killing 7,000 people, they are unable or able to stop the revolution. And let me say this. It is a clear thing that no matter what the enemy does, they are never going to succeed. Let me give you a strong point how powerful this revolution has been. That is why you see all the fake profiles from the Republic of Cameroon. They keep coming to this page. They are never blocked. They keep writing things, insulting us. They are never blocked. But what do? We keep giving them nightmares, because that is their portion. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, let me now talk on these very important things. Please, when you join, you share extensively. Let's bring everybody on board. I want to end this video because I want to be brief. I want to end this video, talking about this unity stuff and the essence of the unity and the reason why we must adopt the country by country strategy. No, we will not block nobody. We need all of them to be here so that they take the message or messages to their masters. Let them tell Kema that we are coming for him. Now, with that said, let me be very clear. This movement is not for a few individuals. It's not for people who call themselves leaders, but they have refused to understand that they have to put Ambazonia above their personal aggrandizements. Now, let me be clear on this. 2 days ago, when I posted something about the ADF writing that these are county commanders. Some people of the ADF, they wrote that these were some special squad from the ADF that just finished a special training. Others say that, one other guy said that it was county commanders. Now, why the IG is there doing this, ADF is doing this, Okadev is doing that. Let me tell the Pope of Ambazonia one thing, because that is my rule. See, if you don't know one thing, I want to tell all these leaders that after elections, because elections, they are doing nothing to prevent elections. Even the $50,000 that we donated, that I raised, that I put my money there. Do you know what happened? Dr. Akwanga sat in South Africa, and then he called that they should share the money and send his own share. I want to ask them that, is a money for Ambazonia now cake that they share? Before these leaders went to the unitary conference, they agreed that the money that will be raised there, that money will be used to buy gadgets. Gadgets, they didn't say they will give cash, to give to the various commanders, irrespective of which group. But after they raised money, the leaders brought up their problems, that they must share the money. I'm hearing that till today we have not had the money. We don't know where the money is. I feel bad because of what I did, my initiative. But I feel at the same time very happy because I was saving the Pope Ambazonia with my one hand. Now, how do we stop this? Some people call me that, oh, if we adopt county by county, money will do this, money will not go. I say yes. That is the exact reason why we must adopt county by county. And I'm happy that 90%, let me say this on Facebook, I am a self-defense journalist. And I want to say that if you put the forces on the ground that I control, Akwaya, Upper Bayan, Manu as a whole, and part of Fako and other places, people that I give instructions to, and as fighters of liberation, none of these leaders have those number of people. It's just because we stay quiet. And I want these people to understand one thing. Let them know it very clearly that the people of Ambazonia will not rely on these leaders to give them independence. Because now, there is a unitary account that we are talking about. Dr. Kwanga was in South Africa on radio. You followed him. He said that he has come to take a check. Where is the check going to? Are we talking about a unitary account only for one group to raise money and other groups come to divide? Or a unitary account, Comrade Kwanga is raising money in South Africa. When he came to DC, I had intelligence that he also raised money. Why do they raise money and take it differently, and they want to do things as different people? Why our people are there suffering and dying? Everybody wants to be recognized. People don't understand the meaning of unity. I want to say this, until we forget about these leaders and then we put ourselves as a team, as a people fighting for our country, we will never get this independence. But we'll get this independence as one, as we come as a group. I want to thank the Pope Kupe Maninguba. Yesterday and today I've been receiving calls from Kupe Maninguba people, and the people of Kupe Maninguba told me in earnest confidence that by the 15th of September they are going to put their governor out there for whichever group wants to adopt. And the Pope Kupe Maninguba, as I hear, they are looking at their governor already, and they are also looking at who will be their chief military strategist. The people of Manu are also looking at that. The people of Momo have already told me about who they are looking at, and the BLM is already functioning. So all other counties, the people of Fako, they say they are looking at Dr. Makongo. All other counties must take this idea, because let me tell you something. I don't need to have been here from time immemorial to say that I can participate very positively and actively in the liberation of my people. No, I don't need to be here for long. I don't also need to be 100 years old, or I don't need to be as old as at my age. I think that God has bestowed upon me the wisdom to push these people through. And I want to say that a time will come, let me announce it, that a time will come when I will stand and announce myself as the leader of Ambazonia. Because some of these leaders, and I'll give power to the counties. I'll be as a tiger paper, or a paper tiger, talking to the people to bring their governors and let's get meetings. I've also advised people that if you want to get a governor, make sure that the governor is somebody with all legal documents without any traveling restrictions. Because governors will have to move in from one place to another. Let me say this very clearly. All these leaders who are turning like this, going left, going right, we will not solely need them when we get to Boya. It should be clear. And I want to thank the restoration forces because they listen to me. And they know that I speak the truth. And only the truth I shall speak till I die. And let me say this once more. That the people of Akwaya, I want to thank you people. I'll tell you why I'm thanking the people of Akwaya. On about 5 days ago, there was a battle around Bijang and Berere where 15 Republic terrorists were sent down. They were sent to hell. And I've stayed quiet. I'm still putting that story together. Let me be very clear that if all these leaders, if they think that this movement is about them, you have seen very clearly that the ADF has decided to continuously bring division. When they say that people should cooperate in particular areas, they came to Washington and they named those areas. First of all, Dr. Sako, when as interim president, he declared a cultural event without consulting the other leaders. That is what is killing our people. And somebody from the interim government told me, I said, no, with due respect, I respect the president. But Donald Trump does something wrong in America, a journalist has to say it. Dr. Sako was wrong to have said that there will be a cultural jamboree and the other activists or leaders are finding that out on the internet. It should not be like that. If you want to bring an idea, call the leaders. Say, this is Dr. Sako of the interim government, Comrade Kwanga, Comrade Ayaba. This is what we think. Let's announce this. You can go ahead and announce it after the other leaders have baptized it. Not that they have talked unity. I know they will say, oh, the government is the government. You know, the government is different from groups. But when there's a coalition, in any country, there can be people coming together, a collaboration between political parties to form a government. And you must consult with the other main oppositions inside that government to be able to have a decision that will push through. It doesn't mean that because you are interim government, you just sit and just take a decision and you think that those people will not oppose. No, people will oppose. And at this time of the revolution, we don't need opposition. We need we need people to bring ideas on the table that are generally acceptable, at least by 90%, like all of you are accepting county by county. So I want to say that the IT was wrong in that case to have called for an event without letting the other leaders know. Today, Comrade Akwanga is in South Africa. Ayaba is in South Africa. They are left, they are right. Anybody, they are doing their own things and going, they are only fighting for recognition. You have the other guy, the called Tapang, who has become so confused, who is so foolish and does not think that this movement will have to succeed if it doesn't have a title. He's announcing things that do not happen. I read a post that somebody sent to me, Tapang saying that Ayaba will meet somebody in Eastern Europe or where, and it will not be announced. Who cares about those things? Those are things that we don't want to hear. If you don't want to announce something, if it's a secret, don't even bring the thing on social media. It's the same Tapang who said some time ago that Barrister Bala will meet Donald Trump. Have you ever seen Barrister Bala and Donald Trump? Have you seen them? They think that I have all these things as archives. I don't forget these things. So when we have people who are brutal liars, who are very gigantic liars, they want to destroy our revolution. You proceed, you don't talk. Me, as Eric Tataw, I've said this, that so long I am a bully of lies. I'm a bully to liars. Anybody who speaks the truth will take me for what I am. But if you speak lies, you will know you call me a bully. And I want to say this, that so long as I live, county by county must hold, because that is the opinion of the people. 10 people cannot stop us from having county by county. I've told all those activists in that activism group, Dr. Makongo will bear me witness. I told Mark, I told the Akosus, I told all of them that the people of Ambazonia are the people who contribute their money. They don't need your opinion to do what they want to do. The people, you simply have to work according to the maxims of the people. You are not supposed to think that because you are a frontline activist, you have to come and turn people's head. No, that is why God brought me. Well, I was not where. It's true. It's true. They call me Johnny Just Come. They call me Johnny Just Come because they are shocked that I came and took central stage in this revolution in just a few months. And the game has changed because there must be one person that must be opposed to lies telling. And I've come to, I'm not an angel. I must have done some bad things, wrong things in the past. But this is a matter of people's blood. And we will not continuously have people thinking that. Let me tell you something. The crazy propaganda that the ADF does. You see, go to Comrade Akwanga's war. The same 12 or 14 boys that were during his birthday, they were spraying bullets on the air with General Ivo. They are the same boys who went and took the picture showing those ADF people that this other General Watt came and said that they were people from the special squad. It has, listen, if you look at ADF, Sokadef, and the rest, you see that there are people, they don't have more than 50 reliable fighters. They only make noise because they use Facebook. The only group that, listen, let the ADF and Sokadef challenge me. Let them bring me, let them rally all their fighters and do a video of 1,000 people, counting like this, one after the other, and then put it there, we'll start respecting them. The only group that I respect is Red Dragon. Any other group is simply a group meant by people to make their money. People are enriching themselves, taking care of their families, doing their things on this revolution. And somebody like me, I'm removing my own money from my pocket, putting the revolution, putting my life at stake. Sometimes I forgo my job to go and do things, but people take money. How can I contribute money? As a central activist, I contributed my money. I raised up to $10,000 and give, and people are fighting on top of the money. How do you expect me to feel? The only way we can do is to kick out this group of selfish people. Let me say something. If these people have not known this ruthless reality, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, Mr. Biya has not succeeded up to now because he's fighting the people. And no leader in this revolution can fight the people. Once we adopt our county, listen, let me be very clear with some of these illiterates who come in when they're talking about country. You carry a fake profile, you carry a talk about block by block. Block by block is redundant. It has proven to be greatly ineffective. That is why, even go to one of your guys' wall, go to my wall, you will see the screenshot. He could not call it county commanders. He could not call it block commanders. He called it county commanders, because how many people will be in, how many blocks are in one county? There are too many blocks, and that's what has caused theft and kidnapping and all of those. Look at what Suleiman said. Just Apostle Suleiman just said it. What I have been saying a long time ago. I'm not a prophet. That some of these people kidnap our people. They are not Ambazonians, not even La Republic. They are criminals from blocks. That people are claiming block by block, and then you come here. When you want to talk, you carry a fake profile because you have the. Of course, I'm the pillar of liberty. That's why you can come here and you make noise anyhow. The other people that you call this and that, don't they block you on their shows when you make noise? I'm the only person that you go and take my pictures, you tag left guy, I still leave you. Every day you're on my show. Small criminals. When they want to talk, you carry fake profile, you come and you start disturbing. Nonsense. Look at you people. Criminals. With that said, let's be very clear on this. Okay, they want us to challenge them. If you want block by block, you write block by block. If you want county by county, tap county by county. You have almost 1,000 people watching. So let's see which one you put one. All chamber, Nelson, all chamber in Los Angeles. Do you want county by county or block by block? Let's begin to count so that all these people will block by block. They'll be so shocked about how many people want county by county. There is nobody who is honest, who is truthful, who is sincere to the people who say that they should go block by block. Block by block has failed. I want to say this very clearly. All these blessures taps, or what they call their names, those are the same fake profiles. One and the same people changing profiles. How can you be a ghost, a very bad ghost, a useless ghost, even on Facebook? Right? You become a ghost so much so that I don't even have guns. I only use only my mouth to talk. La Republic is afraid of me. Ekema is afraid of me. Franklin Juma is afraid of me. You too, as a ghost, you are also afraid of me. Listen, if you know you're a person, show your face so that we can face each other one by one. With this, ladies and gentlemen, the only way we can survive is going county by county like everybody is typing here. And this county by county is not a thing that will have to beg any leader to implement, because we are the people contributing the money. Take, for example, if I raise my $10,000 like I did and I take it to my county, those leaders will not be fighting over that money, because up to today, they are not able to bring us a unity bank account, because Akwanga wants the money to be divided and his own part should be sent. What do you want to do with our money? Buy cement for your project in Cameroon or buy guns for the people who are fighting on Ganzero? If you want that they should buy things as a group, there must be a procurement committee where people will go and buy the things and then you put visa before they give out there. Not that a group of people want that money should be divided. We have passed the stage where people think that they can make us fail in this revolution. And let it be clear, all those leaders, everybody, people are going to adopt their county by county approach. And I've said that more people, give me your governor. Kupe Maningoba, give me your governors. I will move from place to place with them and raise funds for those county. We can decide that today, this is the BLM Kupe Maningoba governor. Ambazonians, I come as an activist after vetting. I say, now, Kupe Maningoba has proven to be largely effective and honest. This is your governor, this is your account. All Ambazonians support this new governor with $1. Kupe Maningoba would have already had $8 million. $8 million in 1 week. Le BLM will do the same. We do the same for Momo. People have money. Momo people have told me that, oh, they are cutting from Bali, go down and stuff. Excellent job. Because until people understand the dynamics of this revolution, we will not succeed. Everybody, some of these very selfish leaders, the only thing that, let me say this, listen, one of the leaders celebrated a birthday yesterday somewhere, and they did not invite me, because they think that when I come there, I'm going to talk. A leader has the right to celebrate a birthday. If I'm in the US as a pressman, you people could invite me to the press club or whatever, then you have a birthday. I don't know if you forgot or you do, I did not invite Eric Tataw because you, listen, all of them know that I don't take side, I don't support nobody. So whether or not we like it, fellow Ambazonians, you are the people who are contributing the money, and nobody can stop you from dictating the tone of the path of this revolution. Forget about all these small thieves who only want to give themselves titles. Me, I'm publisher, editor-in-chief of National Telegraph. Self-made. I'm a self-made man. I'm a self-made man. And that is why I've said that all these activists, I've not forgotten the list that were put out there. They will have to contribute. All the leaders will have to contribute. We'll have to see them contributing money. I don't talk, say, me, they come for interim government, come for ADF, come in, say, I need a year for no person. As I don't start with my mind, saying county by county, if the government, I mean, they adopt them, And no say, as I hear, say the government work on or something. I don't know what they're working on, but it's taking too long. And I told a member of the interim government today, I like to say my things clearly, that if this election should hold in Ambazonia, the government will become redundant. We will no longer need any government. People will just have to, it's the truth. Let them put in their mind, because when they have these other small groups jacking them left and right, they fail to take things. You see, they have to go through the Restoration Council, they have to do this. We don't need all this bureaucracy and protocol in the revolution. We don't need all of this. So people should know that this revolution has to be, we have to get victory as fast as possible. It's not about people only thinking about themselves. And once we implement county by county, you see that all these thieves, all these Facebook morons, all these Facebook ghosts and imbeciles who have refused to see the reality, they will disappear. They are making noise, 2 of them. You have 3 people with 20 fake profiles. They come and make noise. We have already forgotten about them, but we have to keep hitting. So that they should know that they are morons. They are imbeciles. That's why they can only use fake profiles. People use fake. That's why I say they are angelic and demonic fake profiles. People use fake profiles to do correct things to support the revolution. You only use fake profiles to come and attack Eric Tataw. If you are a real man, why don't you use your face? Why don't you use your face and let me deal with you? Let me deal with you, so that when I'm putting $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 down, you two put your own, let me see, so that you begin to talk shit. What can you imagine? So we are clear on this, and I wanted to end this point by making all of these leaders know that we don't have time. We don't have time because people, listen, while you listen to me, go back. Meme, Fako, Kupe Maninguba, Ngokitunja, Menchum, all these counties do not think about groups. I have also proposed that each county should have the name of the defense group named after their country. Their county. For example, you can have Momo Black Spider. You can have Ngokitunja Red Rebels. Manu, Red whatever. Lebialem Red Dragons. Fako Mountain Lions. We should not go in Fako and we have Fako Mountain Lions. We have Victoria Sharks. Those things are disturbing. Those things are disturbing. Of course, they will disappear. Once county by county takes effect, they will disappear. They will no longer exist because, see, I want to assure you, once we are going to have people bring their governors, all these people will disappear. Because if you say that you are fighting, you are this, you are which county? You have to know your county. 1 general per county. So 13 counties will have 13 generals. It's not that thing that a block of people come and say that county commanders. That man should be very dishonest. I don't know how they call his name. He's a criminal. Because how can you take a picture of 12 or 14 friends and you say they are county commanders? Who was representing Manu? Who was representing the BLM? If you decide to be a county commander, you must show your face. If people show faces only on some roads that you block, 4 people go and block roads, they show their faces. Why are you afraid to show your face if you're a county commander? Listen, we don't have time anymore for this propaganda. We have passed all this. And let me tell them clean and clear that as Eric Tataw, I'm taking charge of this revolution. I'm taking charge because you people know that I speak the truth. And you have to reward me by believing the things I tell you. Any other thing that you hear that is not something that favors you as a people, reject it. A government is supposed to be for the people, not for their pockets. So any group or person, I told one of these AGC people, one lady, she does a live video. She wrote me, I'm sure she's watching me, I will not call her name. She wrote me saying that you know, you always talk about AGC. I say shut up your mouth. I told her, I said, let me tell you something. You are talking nonsense because naturally I don't have time to discuss about a group. I have time. See, I don't care about what you think about what I say about a group. I only care about what you think about what I say about Ambazonia. If it's Ambazonia, I'll start analyzing. Oh, did I say something wrong? Once it's a group has no use to me. If you don't want to consider Ambazonia before that group, you don't have no use as well. So some of you have been so brainwashed. You are into IG, ADF, Sokadef. All these people are just groups that will disappear with time. So it is not IG, Sokadef, or ADF, or whatever. It is Ambazonia first. So until we have that mentality, there is no way we are ever going to succeed. But we are succeeding big time because all those of you representing your various counties, you know the truth, and that's what we are going to move. So I want to urge you once more: do not give your $1, your $1 to any group. Do not give your $1 to. I'm saying it. My name is Eric Tataw. If you like all this, whether it's IG, Sokadef, any person who wants back to me, vex to me. Not give your $1 for any group. Until, listen, let me say this: the IG not be necessarily cheap people. But IG, they feel whole president for misappropriation. Why? Because they give money for all the general info and so forth. The way they take the money chop, they need to follow up. And then today they don't turn the country IG. Now for the IG get problem because you disburse money that you don't follow up. So for us to be able to control our money, the counties must have their governors representing them in the whether in the unity platform or in the government. They must have their chief military strategists and they must have their paymaster generals. Those who will sign money, their money to leave from their account to the procurement officer that's going to buy things, and then somebody goes and supervise. Nobody, you should not be somebody taking money, going and buying, going and giving. No way. Because one man take money, go buy, go give, go do this. Obviously more cheap. But once we get a chain of command, me they even put activism for supervised procurement for the various districts. When you do and you send picture of me, Eric Tataw, tell me say the GD general, follow up, and also okay, because see, that's why I say I don't want no post for no county, for no group. Because when you do some Jakato, when you tell me put that for your IG or for your ADF or for your something, you expect somebody to talk through all the time. I know if you talk, man, you talk for all the time. I know if you talk, me, I will get problem. So I therefore the natural position, natural neutral position where God will give me. So whether or not they like it, will not care about any group. Any group. Listen, I want to talk again. Paul the general Yumfu or he calls it a Yumfu, native man. Because now only man will not get hurt for the revolution would write very destructively after he commits some organ. You know if you do that one, you've got to get some level of reservation. Because see, every day he's writing, oh, this is I've killed this. When you were there, they were killing more. And you have gone and even suspecting that you're the one who is selling those camps out. Because the red way come out, they start kicking Amber boys them and they suspect you. So, you know, we don't want to talk about these people then because the people they feel say, you know, there be some kind. Me, Eric Tataw. See, I talk one thing. I will talk today, tomorrow. I need better no man because for the America, they no money pay my bills. No money employ me. Now make me, I'm an employer, not be Cameroonian. Not be Southern Cameroonian. Even as I'm Cameroonian, not be Southern anyhow. So, no money employ me. And no man, I made money in my pocket, IG or G group. No IG need give me money, not be the other way around. So, I need to ever talk about nothing. Because whether the money stop for go for IG or not, it need affect me for no way. It will only affect me if the money not go for Ambazonia, for the use where the money get for go for. So, no, see, I talk this thing very clearly. You see, listen. All these leaders, let them take it from me. Let them take it from me as a matter of fact. That after elections, if nothing is done, they will become redundant. And some of us will come naturally to take over this revolution. Let it be clear. We'll come naturally to take over this revolution and say, form your defense forces, your counties, report to some of us, and then we'll coordinate it from there. That will be the end of it. I'm saying I need threatening that the tell and will do. Because some of these leaders, they feel say, see, I told somebody, and I'll still tell the people that if you like, I want to start putting videos out there. I have a defense group bigger than the Red Dragon. Yes, but I don't want to say it. Bigger than the Red Dragons. Listen, let me say this very clearly. Some of the leaders, of course, my sister, you are right. They are very arrogant because they don't think about the people. They think only about themselves, and they think that the people are supposed to depend on them for them to have victory. No, they are supposed to depend on the people from Ambazonia to have victory. So they are trying to reverse the situation. It's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. The leaders are supposed to depend on us for Ambazonia to have victory. We don't depend on them to have victory. No, that's what they have not known. So until they understand that fact, because see, let me tell you something. I went to DC. I was picking papers on the field, doing it from my heart, not as a pretext or to show that I'm kind. No, everybody who knows me, anywhere I go to, that's what I do naturally. If I reach there, I've met a lot of people in the supermarket. I help them do things. I buy stuff for them, not because they don't have, because I have to appreciate them. I have to stop you not to give me something, because I don't want tomorrow you say, oh, you met Eric Tataw, you gave Eric Tataw something. No, I have to stop you. I don't want nobody to give me anything, because it should not be that you're giving me because of this revolution. No, you give me because of a particular something, not because I'm fighting for this thing, because I am supposed to fight naturally. It's a job that I'm supposed to do. So all these leaders should know that these people of Ambazonia, these 10 million people, do not depend on them to get independence. They depend on us to give them independence to that country. That is the fact. That is the fact. So if the leaders, listen, let me tell people something. Only a wicked person will see that up to today, how many days after the Washington conference, the leaders have brought us back to a situation worse than before, because there is no unitary account. They are fighting to divide the $40-something thousand. They are fighting up and down, and the people are there. They are killing more people, and elections might probably hold. And so the only way for us to do is to change the game by telling them that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Bring your county representatives, and all these leaders will stay quiet. I'm going to end here, and I want to remind the leaders that after elections, if they don't implement this, I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over. I will take over as the commander-in-chief of Amazonia. After this, no, that is not a joke. And I'll give the people power. I will create my own association. After this, and my association, I'll put money there. I will not touch money. That's the difference that I'm going to do. So if they think that is a joke, let them wait and see. After elections, because it seems that I'm going to liberate Amazonia with you people, with the poor of Amazonia, not with these leaders, because the leaders have decided to kill the people, and we will not allow it. Some of us will not allow it. So after elections, I'm just staying quiet. I will take over and people will see changes, and I will give my listen. Let me tell you something. People, the counties, you will bring your governors. I'm telling you people, any leader who is watching should listen. That this is not a threat. It's something I'm going to do. It's something I'm going to do. And when I want to take over, I'm going to call all the governors of the 13 counties. I start their bank accounts. It's my money. It's my money. I can decide to put 13,000 to start it, 1,000 per account. 13,000 is not money. It's not money. People don't know. 13,000 is not up to 6 million. So we put it there, 1,000. That then you have 1,000 from every title. 1,000 you people bring your governors, start contributing your accounts. That's what we are going to do. And One that is done, all this that will become redundant. So that you bring your counties, we'll have meetings, governors come and represent. So because they are staying quiet, they're just doing this thing, we'll no longer take it. Because first and foremost, I have the biggest defense group on the ground. The biggest in Manu, Akwaya, in my area. I have the biggest. I stay quiet. They do actually, I just stay quiet. I just stay quiet, don't talk. So if they want us to show, because some people think that this thing is a show of defense group, people come and make noise. That's the thing. When I see, I want to tell you something. If I make an announcement, for example, if I announce tomorrow that it's like that, I'll shut down Widikum. You hear that they have shot guns in Widikum. Because I will tell my boys to go and shoot guns there, and they'll go and shoot it. And they'll go and do it. If I tell I want to shut down Boya, I'll do it tomorrow. Because somebody will go and do the thing. So I don't want people to be thinking that because people appear every day. First of all, God has blessed me with all of you ambassadors who are following me. And sometimes you have to be like this. Tell these leaders to their faces. I'm not afraid. See, I'm not afraid of none of the leaders. I respect all of them. But you see, if Akwanga can stay in South Africa and call that they should divide money and send his own money, it will do. How do you do that? Akwanga, you are not in a conference. You never came to Washington. You are never at the fundraiser, but you are interested in the money that they raise for the fundraiser. Listen, I don't have nobody. Nobody is my friend here. So if I were talking about Akwanga, Ayaba, they'll say it's because Ayaba. No, this is what Akwanga did. Akwanga called. It's a bad thing. It's a bad sign, and we have to condemn it. So people who don't know, tell all of those leaders. I know some of them will listen to me, and they will still listen because their groupers are going to tell them that I have said that. Let me tell them very clearly that they will have to first and foremost give us explanations of what they have done with the other money that we raised in Washington before we continue from there. Once we continue from there, then we'll pick up. So let me say the truth. Just good question. Who are they? These leaders, what do they think? So they should understand that the people have decided, and a time will come, like I have said, after elections. I'm just announcing it. Me, I'm just behind, staying quiet. A time, listen, I'll start putting out videos. You see a group of 200-300 soldiers paying allegiance to me, because I alone I can take Manu down. I've been doing things quietly. Ashok Kingsley will tell you people. So we don't say it because they are killing our people, and people think that we should stay quiet. No. If the whole of Niena Bad Sabis everywhere, I have boys there that enter a call that go, they will go and do it. And I have my principle. Everybody any soldier on the ground who represents Eric Tataw is a disciplined person. That is why you call me, they have arrested this. As a touch base, it involves me, they are releasing them immediately. And people, I've never come on social media and asked somebody to give me $1 to go and give a fighter, no. And I've never asked a fighter to take $1 from somebody that they arrest. Those are things that I've condemned vehemently. But with the help of God and the little that I have, I make sure that I sustain them. Because they are honest people. Those fighters don't need anything. They just need a little bit of support. Yet they don't have it. The people, they are only there looking for money to eat, looking for money to steal. And these leaders, listen, let me tell you something. Today, let them mark it. is Sunday, 2nd of September. If election should hold in Ambazonia, I'm just quiet. I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over. And all the counties, I'm taking over and giving power to the counties. All the counties will bring their governors. And you bring your governors, you bring chief military strategists, you bring us a finance clerk, an accountant, or a treasurer, you bring us a procurement officer, you bring all these people. Then you bring them as a body, they will organize for them to meet, we start raising funds. Today we can say, everybody, why those who are contributing for Ngokutunja, you are contributing for Ngokutunja, but every Ambazonia, 10 million people, put $1 in the Ngokutunja account. The account is there, and I'm going to endorse those accounts. You put $1. Everybody, this week is from Ngokutunja. Ngokutunja, $1. We'll have 10 million in that account. The next week, we go to Lebialem. The next week, we go to Meme. We go to Fako. By the time you realize it, we have hundreds of millions of dollars. And then we say, I told these people that don't allow anybody to go and buy a weapon. The people who must buy something, anything, they must be visaed. Those things must be visaed by their governors. There must be a procurement officer and a procurement supervisor. When you go and procure stuff, you bring them, they evaluate them, they make sure that that thing is according to that money. As soon as they see that you have eaten money, you'll be asked to resign or you are sacked by your governor immediately. If the governor too is messing up, the people ask the governor to resign. So that way you see that people, listen, that is the only way we are going to survive. Because this war, they have killed 7,000 people. They have touched at least 300 to 400 houses. And it's not going to end today. So what are we doing to ensure that if this war should last for 30 years before we get independence, God forbid though, we should keep on fighting this war and not lose all these 7,000 people, 10,000 people, 500 houses, and we still don't have independence? That's the question that you should ask yourselves. But the people don't ask these questions. They're only thinking about this money has entered, tomorrow we want to go and do this. People use money to do their private things. So we have to be very technical. To win this fight, it is a war of independence. How many years did America fight? America started with 13 colonies. Today they have 50 states. Today America is the greatest country. Oh my goodness. You need to see the way when I drive around Washington, D.C., when I drive around Delaware, Virginia, and Maryland. Beautiful states. Wonderful place, well constructed. There are roads everywhere. America is no greater than Ambazonia in terms of resources. So we can already make our people to understand these facts. So until we get to these ruthless realities, all these leaders, I've told them that do not suggest to us that we want to take money and then it goes to this place and start giving the people back. No. Give the counties their powers, their full powers, the full responsibility for them to govern themselves. There should be a portion that should go to the central government or federal government, whatever name you want to call it. But the people should have the power to command their defense. That way, see, you take in the whole county, everybody must recognize itself as fighting in Momo. If you are in Momo, recognize yourself as a fighter in Momo. You'll be registered and you'll be double checked, cross checked, and then you'll be given a badge number based on the fact that you have passed your vetting. They have to vet you, you have to pass clearance. We are sure we know you, we know your parents, we know your children, we know your family, we know your wife, we know your girlfriend. So that if you betray us tomorrow, we'll just go and deal with those people. We'll go and deal with those people. But now people fight anyhow. Anyhow, Atanganjipo. That's why you're complaining about Atanganjipo. Else, how would a strange soldier dress or disguise as an Ambazonia and come to Ngokutunja and do not know him? What is your badge number? What is your badge number? So I want to tell you people that I've already said it. Today is 2nd September. After elections, if elections hold in Ambazonia, I'm going to take over power from all the leaders. All. I'll be in charge. Every Tataw will be in charge. Listen, I'm saying it to every leader who is watching me. I'll be in charge, and that's when you see my strength and my might. You see how much the progress will go. I'll do things that nobody will expect. So I'm just staying quiet because sometimes it's good to stay quiet. But after elections, I'm going to take charge. So that is the ruthless, those are the ruthless realities I'm telling these leaders now. God bless you once more. Have a happy Sunday. And do not forget to keep praying for Ambazonia because our country is free and it's free indeed. But we must work as a team to speed it up. For those of you who don't have news I no longer publish news on Eric Tataw. You can keep following us on this page to get more of our live videos. But if you want news, go to National Telegraph, our official page, and you have everything there. Before I go, I want to congratulate you, State Budget, the fake profile, for watching this show. As you have seen nothing good about this show because Eric Tataw is speaking. God will still bless you. Have a wonderful Sunday. Well, somebody says that it's a dictator, but yes, it can be. Yes, I accept that one. It's the right way to do. If you listen to what I've said, a dictator is somebody who takes power and keeps the power. I'm saying that I'm taking over and giving power to the people. That's what I've said. So you may have to go back and listen to what I said. So thank you once more. God bless you and have a happy Sunday. Bye-bye.